Archives Authority review the project of backup data center affiliated to the authority. State Council Office discusses two proposals on language policy in the Sultanate and the national policies for electronic education. The implementation of the new commercial companies law starts today. And Central Bank of Oman issues bank resolution framework to help ailing banking institutions in Oman. Those are the headlines, and now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency Emmerson Mnangagwa, President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, on his country's independence anniversary. The Board of Directors of the National Records and Archives Authority (NRAA) discussed the procedures taken regarding the amendments of the structural organization of the authority and the project of backup data center affiliated to the authority. The board, in its fourth meeting of the year, also reviewed granting some employees of NRAA status of law enforcement officers in a way that serves the work requirements. The meeting also focused on the project of emergency plan of NRAA, in addition to the policy of management of emails. It further discussed the work program for preparing and monitoring the system of private documents of the bodies concerned. The meeting was presided over by His Highness Syed Haitham bin Tariq Al Said, Minister of Heritage and Culture, Chairman of the Board of Directors of National Records and Archives Authority. The State Council Office, in its meeting today, reviewed a proposal on the language policy in the Sultanate and another on studying the national policies for electronic education. The language policy aims to focus on the use of Arabic language in the Sultanate, in addition to protect its status, as well as to propose laws and an official document to enhance it. The meeting was headed by His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Mahfoud Al Manthri, Chairman of the State Council. A national workshop on Bachelor of English Language and Literature discussed to what extent the program is in line with the requirements of the labour market, in addition to development of academic programs and the role of human sciences in sustainable development. The workshop was presided over by Her Excellency Dr. Rawiya bin Saud Al Busaidia, Minister of Higher Education. A number of experts and government officials took part in the event. It aimed to develop English language programs, as well as to make the graduate students capable of keeping up with the requirements of the labour market and the working environment. The Tender Board, in its meeting, awarded a number of projects and additional works, complementing development projects in various fields with a total cost of more than 108 million Omani Riyals. The projects are as follows: the establishment of a protection from dangers of floods in Al Jafina area and the Wilaya of Al Amrat in the Governorate of Muscat for the Ministry of Regional Municipalities and Water Resources. Projects of providing periodic maintenance services with the availability of spare parts and consumable materials for medical devices, in addition to purchasing medicine for a number of health institutions affiliated to the Ministry of Health. Establishment of 2 tunnels and some additional works of Asharkia dual carriageway. The meeting was headed by His Excellency Dr. Rashid bin Ashafi Al Harabi, Chairman of the Tender Board. The third Environment Forum, entitled The Green Economy, the Future of Safe Development, started today under the patronage of His Excellency Mohammed bin Salman Al Toubi, Minister of Environment and Climate Affairs. The forum, which is held in strategic partnership with the Ministry of Environment, is attended by specialists and those interested in the environment from inside and outside the Sultanate. The forum includes 2 themes, the first entitled Greening the Economy and Building Wealth. The second theme discussed green investments and future opportunities. The forum is being held within the context of intensification of many environmental crises in the recent years, such as the climate, biodiversity, fuel and energy, as well as global warming. His Excellency Mohammed bin Salman Al Toubi, Minister of Environment and Climate Affairs, affirmed that the Sultanate has completed developing a strategy to reduce the impact of climate change. The Capital Market Authority, in cooperation with Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry, organized a workshop entitled Publicly Listed Companies in the New Commercial Companies Law. The workshop acquainted participants with the new commercial companies, its items and amendments. The implementation of this new law started today. The law will render a number of facilities in the establishment of commercial companies in addition to the development of the existing companies. It aims to strengthen business environment and enhance economic activities in the Sultanate. The workshop also stated that the close joint stock companies also will be subject to the new law. The workshop also highlighted the governance and its principles. It is worth mentioning that the new commercial company law came at a time as the Sultanate is looking forward to its 2040 vision, which will focus more on the private sector to double its contribution to the national economy. Central Bank of Oman issued Bank Resolution Framework for banking institutions in the Sultanate. The framework aims to help ailing banking institutions and enable regulatory authorities to liquidate them in a smooth way, which will not affect the financial stability in the Sultanate. The framework will contribute in strengthening financial stability in the Sultanate and ensure that the situation of banking sectors will be safe, as this document provides suitable environment and efficient procedures to deal with crises in the banking sector. Still to come on our news bulletin. A trip through time and space exhibition is gathering momentum in the French capital city, Paris. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The Board of Directors for the Public Authority for Crafts Industry discussed excellence in craft sectors in cooperation with international organizations in the field of craft industries, as well as a number of craft programs and plans. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Salim bin Mohammed Al Marouki, Deputy Chairman of the Public Authority for Craft Industries. Vessels from Royal Navy of Oman, with the support from the Royal Air Force of Oman and the Royal Oman Police Helicopter, have participated in a joint military exercise with Iranian Navy. The military search and rescue exercise took place in Omani territorial water and was joined by the Coast Guard. The exercise came in line with the military training plans with friendly countries, which aims at exchanging expertise and maintaining high performances in various military fields. The exercise was carried out during Omani-Iranian Joint Military Friendship Committee meetings in Muscat. Ministry of Tourism, in partnership with the National Youth Committee, launched Tourism Social Media Partners Initiative. The initiative hopes to attract social media influencers to promote for various tourism destinations in Oman. Applicants can register through a link in Oman Youth Committee website until May 6th. The Public Authority for Radio and Television organized a workshop on how to deal with media means for a number of Director Generals working in the Ministry of Health. The workshop included lectures on news coverage and the role played by programs and bulletins to deliver accurate and urgent information. It also included a training session for the participants on how to appear on talk shows and short interviews while evaluating the content and performance for the ideal media appearance. At the end, the participants toured the digital studio complex of the authority, and they were briefed on the role played by the studios to present various programs and news coverages. Al Mouj Muscat launched its latest Gandir Villa project with 41 housing units coming at 3 different levels. The all-new modern-looking villas provided a blend taste of privacy while encouraging neighbours coming closer to each other through children parks and green landscapes. Architectural elements from the Omani heritage were inaugurated into the open area designs. An exhibition focusing on a trip through time and space opened in Paris on April 13th, showcasing dinosaurs, dinosaur skeletons, fossils, meteorites, and minerals. Here is a report.
An approximately 70 million year old adult Hypacrosaurus dinosaur and her young son were reconstructed to take center stage at an exhibition focusing on a trip through time and space, which opened in Paris on April 13. The bones were discovered in Montana in the United States by Native American tribes and later purchased by an investor. The skeletons are between 65 and 75% complete, with the missing parts replaced by reconstructions.
Here behind me we have a couple of Hypacrosaurus, that is duck-billed dinosaurs coming from Montana. It's the Cretaceous period, so the last big moment of the dinosaurs' evolution.
Named Naturalia, the exhibition at Drew Action House preludes an auction of the 120 objects on display, which include dinosaur skeletons, fossils, meteorites, minerals and stuffed animals. And the Hypacrosaurus dinosaurs are expected to fetch between 750,000 and 900,000 euros. Alongside the duck-billed Hypacrosaurus are other dinosaurs, including an approximately 150 million year old Allosaurus skull, an ornitholist, and an Ophnilla dinosaur.
Here we have a couple with a mother and a son. That is actually a juvenile and an adult specimen that have been combined together in these living pictures, because we know for sure the Hypacrosaurus lived in family groups. Means that adults were living with infants and juvenile specimens. So scientifically we have been supported by this theory to be able to reconstruct this scene.
The star of the space collection was a piece of a Martian meteorite named Black Beauty, which is the most studied meteorite in the world and composed of rocks between 2 and 4.4 billion years old. The auction started yesterday, following the last dinosaur auction at Drew, where 2 skeletons sold for around 1.5 million euros each.
This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Board of Directors of National Records and Archives Authority review the project of Backup Data Center affiliated to the authority. State Council Office discusses 2 proposals on language policy in the Sultanate and the national policies for electronic education. The implementation of the new Commercial Companies Law starts today. And Central Bank of Oman issues bank resolution framework to help ailing banking institutions in Oman. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsrooms and the studio, it's good night.